Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank everybody for coming to support Alex and our family. We're going to do a time of sharing in lieu of a service. Prior, though, we'll have a 21-hand salute, followed by taps, and then the immediate family will come up and speak. And then once the family is done, anybody else that would like to share for Alex, friends, co-workers, feel free to do so.
Detail, up there, Jim. Forward, march. Left, right. Left, left. Detail, hold. Trust right, trust. Ready, breath, hand, salute. Ready, 2. Hand, salute. Ready, 2. Hand, salute. Ready, 2. Right, face, forward, march.
Hi. I appreciate everyone coming and letting us know how loved Alex is. I'd like to share 2 stories about Alex. Once, when he was about 2 years old, he asked if he could have one of those little bags of chips from the big variety bags. And I told him, yeah, and goes into the kitchen, and he comes back out, his little arm full of chip bags, and starts handing them out to everybody in the room. And this year, we lost my dad. Alex's grandfather passed away on December 2nd, and we all had a really tough time this Christmas. And the day before Christmas Eve, Alex called me and said, I'm going to stop by this store on my way home from work. Do you need me to pick up anything, last minute stuff for Christmas. And, you know, we talked, and I told him to text me when he was at the house so I would help him bring in his groceries and put them away. And he's like, I'm home. And we get into the kitchen with his groceries. He grabs a plastic bag, and in the plastic bag he's got 2 big boxes in it. He takes them out, hands them to me. He's like, these are for you, Mom. They were 2 ceramic cat Christmas ornaments, and he said, I saw these at the store, and I got them to cheer you up. And he's like, they have a dog one too, but we're more cat people, so I just got the cats. I wanted to share those stories about Alex because even though I could never put into words all the ways he was amazing and wonderful, those 2 stories highlight part of how he was so special. He always wanted to share. There was always enough for everyone, and he always wanted nobody to feel left out. And he was always thinking about you, even if he wasn't with you. And he would think of ways to let you know that he loved you and ways he could make you happy. He just is so amazing. I love him so much. I miss him every day. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. I just wanted to say, I don't know, he was the best person ever. He was the kindest, most considerate kid you could ever hope for. He always wanted to make people laugh. He'd always joke with me at work. I'm sitting up the desk, and he'd come try and make me laugh. And tell me, are you gonna get some orders filled today, Dad? I'd say, yeah, I'll come help you. But he was the best person ever. And I was so proud of the person he had become. I couldn't have asked for a better son ever. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everybody who's here, friends, family, co-workers, people who are supporting his family members. We really appreciate that. Like Tim said, and Tara, he really was the best person. I mean, he just cared about everybody so much. Whatever, if you needed something, he would do it for you. He didn't care, you know. And it just, to his brothers and to his sister, you know, he was always bringing them presents home, or, you know, getting them what they need for Christmas. You know, ever since he got his job, he would spend a fortune on Christmas and just make sure that his mom and his sister and his brothers had presents. He was just a gentle person and couldn't hurt a fly. You know, we're really gonna miss him. I'm gonna share one memory. When I first moved here, I think probably a week or 2 after I got here, Gears of War 3 came out. And I went to GameStop and picked it up and brought it home and surprised him when he got home from school. And I think he played it probably every day, you know, every night. And, you know, him and his friend Chris. And I'll never forget that amongst a million other things he did. You know, he was just the best kid, and we're going to miss him. Thank you.
I don't have a lot to say. I just wrote a little something. Alex was always an honest and genuine person, and I admired that a lot about him. He was always himself no matter where he went. He had so many people in his life that he cared about, and he always showed it every day. Like, he never forgot about anyone. There were so many people. He would always have long talks with me, and he would always try and keep update with everyone that we used to know in high school. And he was always laughing. He was always trying to make me laugh, and we would go to like Target or like some store with me and my dad, and I remember me and him would do the goofiest stuff. We'd just be running around the store, dancing and acting crazy all the time. And he was a really good brother. He was just a really nice person, and I'm so glad he had so many people there for him. I thank you guys for all being here. It means a lot.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alex's aunt and godmother, or one of his aunts, and I think a prime example of how I viewed Alex's personality, about 12 years ago, I watched Alex and Cheyenne for a weekend, and it was my first time as a young adult having children that I was entirely responsible for supervising. And there had been babysitting sessions, but it wasn't a full weekend. And as I was getting ready to bring them home, I stopped at a McDonald's that had a play place. So Cheyenne was like 9 years old, Alex was 11 years old. And I discouraged them from playing in the play place because there were so many kids in there. And I'm like, no, we're just gonna eat and then we're gonna go. And Alex said, well, it looks fun. I'm like, I know, I'm sure it's plenty of fun, but I was thinking, you know, germs, or the kids are gonna be mean, or then I'm gonna feel bad that like my niece and nephew got picked on. And I said that basically, and Alex just looks at me and he just had this smile on his face and he said, well, Shy and I always like making friends. And it made me realize that I see people as adversaries if they're strangers, and he sees people as potential friends. And that's pretty much how he treated everyone in his life. And when it got time for me to have my own kids, I remember there was a birthday party that we had at the lake. And Cheyenne was 8, I don't know, she had to go to the bathroom. And Tara, stressed out about having this party with all these people around, she goes, Alex, take your sister to the bathroom. No grumbling, no griping, he just turned around and grabbed his sister's hand, and they walked up to, you know, the pavilion that had the restrooms. And I just remember them walking so calmly together, and usually in a sibling situation, you have the one kid who will pull their hand away because, you know, they're big, you don't have to do that. And Alex and Cheyenne had such a great relationship as kids, and as my own son and daughter are similar in age, as far as spacing apart, I keep comparing them. And I don't know how to deal with the situation as it is, but I'm trying to find comfort in the fact that Alex was that kind of person who always thought the best of everybody and always gave people so many chances. This is the situation where of all the people. So I just want to thank everybody for showing that Alex made a difference in people's lives and was able to impact people in such a loving way.
and that it wasn't just his family that was able to see how good and wonderful he was for this world.
Hi. My name is Heidi. I'm Alex's other aunt. I'm going to share a story of taking Alex and Cheyenne to Bunker Beach. My husband asked me to put the place we were going into GPS, and so I did it. And then he's like, I don't think this is right. And I was like, it's right, it's right. So he drives all the way there, even though as we got closer, we knew it wasn't right, and I was wrong. He drove there anyways, and we were in the middle of a neighborhood. So then I was like, why didn't you we just started bickering. And then Cheyenne and Kylie, which is my daughter Kylie, started egging us on to make us bicker a little bit more. But then Alex is like, guys, knock it off. This is a situation. And I was like, we're not really mad at each other, Alex. He's like, it's okay though. We're gonna get there. We're gonna find it. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a great day. And that's just, even though me and Joe were just a couple bickering, it wasn't anything serious. Alex wanted to make sure that everybody stayed in a happy mood and we had a happy day at Bunker Beach. And on another note on that, I think he thanked me for taking him to the beach and this water park like 30 times. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And like Kylie was like, what are we doing next? And so I just want everybody to realize that Alex was caring and thankful. And he makes me want to be that person, to be a better person. And I hope that I can be, because he was truly, didn't have a mean bone in his body. And his only concern was to make people happy. So thank you for coming.
If any of his close friends would like to come up now, if you'd like to share, and then after that, anybody else feel free.
I'd like to share, if that's okay. Hi, my name is Brett, and I'm just going to tell a really quick one. But Alex was like a nephew to me, and one time he bought my nephew, who I raised, a bunch of Army men in a tin bucket, and this was just a couple years ago. And he said, I don't know what to get him, so I got him that. And I said, well, what made you think of that? And one time when I was broke and like 18, 19, and he was a little guy, I went over to across the store because I forgot it was his birthday. And so I bought a bunch of chips and whatever cheap toys they had to wrap. One of them was Army Men. And he said he played with them constantly. Cheyenne knows. Said he played with them constantly, and he remembered that, even at that young of an age. He was turning like 3 or 4 or something. And he remembered. I know they could chew on them now. I didn't know that when I was young. but he did that for my nephew, who still plays with him and still has that bucket. And everyone who spoke on Alex today is absolutely right. He was the nicest kid. If everyone was like him, the world would be a paradise. But that's all I have to say, and he'll be missed, and I love all you guys. Amen. Oh, yeah, what am I supposed to do? Sorry, I didn't know.
I'm Alex's granduncle. I knew them when they were little boys and girls, Cheyenne and Alex. I remember buying a turtle sandbox, and I gave that to their grandparents so they would have a sandbox to play in during the summer. And every time I visited their grandparents, Alex and Cheyenne were there a lot, and they were totally playing with that sandbox, so they loved it. And it just made my heart feel really good to see that. And then last summer, quite a few years have gone by, or things are, you just get separated. And but last summer we connected again, and we were on a picnic, and I was talking to Alex. I had told him I had just come back from Utah. And I said, it's a beautiful state. I had no clue that it was that nice. And as Alex and I talked, I realized that how blessed I am to have a grandnephew, my first grandnephew. And what a wonderful young man. And I couldn't believe how wonderful his parents raised him to be such an incredible human being. He impressed me so much. And we talked, and I was explaining to him what I learned about Utah. And every time we met after that, we made plans that he was going to come out there, because I bought a condo out there. We made plans that he would spend time with me. And in Utah, one of the things that they have that's kind of unique is if you fish, they have a plan out there where you catch and release. You don't keep anything you catch. You use artificial bait, and you don't pay. You know, it's free. You don't have to buy a license or anything. The only time they charge you is if you keep the fish that you catch, and then you got to buy a license. And it's pretty damn expensive. So the catch and release program is what we talked about, and he was going to come stay with me in the condo that I purchased out there. And please forgive me. I got robbed. Please forgive me. I just can't believe something like that happened. I'm sorry. But thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
Share yours, Mike. You wanna come up? No? I'm just real quick going to share something for his brother. He's a little too nervous to come up here and speak in front of everybody.
Thank you.
Go, come up. He's been holding this next to your brother. So Xavier wanted to share a little story about Alex. Just one day, me and Tara went to get groceries, and Alex and Shai were watching him. Alex was in his room, Shai and the kids were in the living room. And all of a sudden, they hear music coming from Alex's bedroom. He shoots out of the room and just starts dancing. He's on the ground doing the worm. And Xavier said he couldn't stop laughing for at least an hour. He was crying. It was so funny. And that's just the kind of guy he was, you know. He always wanted to make people laugh, and you know, he cared about his brothers and his Cheyenne so much, and he was just a really good kid. So, anything you want to share about it? It's okay, you don't have to. No? Okay, sit back down there. This one's for you, Xavier. And you, Carl. Both.
I'm Angie, I'm Alex's cousin, and I just wanted to say that Alex was one of the kindest and most compassionate people I know. When we were kids, Alex was obsessed with the movie Zombieland, and I was too scared to watch it with him at first, and he asked me why, and I was like, I don't know, because like, what if it comes true one day, you know? So me and Alex had a long conversation about it, and we watched it together, and then we watched it again, and I think we watched it 100 times. And still to this day, it's one of my favorite movies. And Zombieland 2 came out in 2019, and me and Alex were really close when we were kids, but, you know, when we grew up a little bit, we talked less, but he still made sure to text me when it came out and said, you know that there's a second one coming out, make sure you go see it, because I know you're gonna love it. He just remembered everything that like made people happy, and he made sure that when he was thinking of you, he reached out no matter what. He was such an amazing person.
I first want to say thank you to everyone for coming and showing your support. As many as you know, my little sisters are like way younger than me. So I never really had anyone growing up. Otherwise I would play by myself, so my cousins were my siblings. And Alex was just my big brother. And Shy, Angie, and Idel are my sisters. And that's just how it was. I lived at like my aunt's houses basically. I was always playing with them. And Alex was the only guy in us, because it was all girls, and he did not care, he just wanted to play. So he would play Barbies with us, house, dolls, he did makeup with us, and he made sure to take pictures on his DS all the time. And he just did not care in the world, he just wanted to have fun and be happy. And that was something that sticks with me to this day, is that like, he was just so kind, he didn't care what we did, he just wanted to be with family, and he really means a lot to me.
Thanks everyone for coming. I'm gonna miss Alex so much. Me and him got along so great, and we always bonded over music and always kept in touch no matter how far away I moved or how old we got, and he was an amazing person.
Some of y'all don't know me, I'm Shorty. I was close to him. He made me feel like I had a family for real. I'm gonna just share my best one with him. I think it was like 3 weeks after I met Terry. I dropped the chip in his room. He goes, 5-second rule. I'm like, I was confused, but he picked it up and he ate it. And I was like, bro, you're kind of nasty. He's like, the worst thing I ever did was a chocolate out of a fish tank. And I was like, so that's a memory. I got so many memories with him. That was going to forever just live on with me. So I thank everybody for coming out, and everybody who's not here, I also appreciate them. So I'll have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hi. Alex was definitely one of my best friends. And he was one of my favorite people to hang out with. I think one of my favorite memories, and I'm sorry to his parents, but sometimes we would ditch out of school.